Griffiths, who upset Alex Carter in his debut, a fight where he was the underdog. He's tall and rangy at the weight and is said to be a bit of an awkward fighter to box and a hard man to suss out, and I'm sure he'll be using that to his advantage this evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, this one is making his way to the red corner from Manchester, Ashley Marron!
Here is Manchester's Ashley Marron, who is no stranger to this place. In fact, it's become a bit of a home ground for him, as all 8 of his bouts have been in this very venue. He kicked his career off with a first round TKO, and since then he's cruised to 8-0. Some good noise for Ashley Marron, who will be looking to impress many of the people who have come to watch him this evening. A perfect record so far for Marron. He's in there with a tricky man in the Welshman Levi Griffiths, and here we go. That is the belt to symbolise the start of this 6-round contest. If you're just joining us, welcome along. You've just missed the professional debut of Gemma Richardson, joined by myself, Darren Rees, and Mike Gormley. How we doing, Mike?
Yeah, I'm good, Darren. Nice to be here with you tonight. Yeah, looking at Ashley Marron tonight. Good win last time out. It was a tough contest for him last time out here. And he's got a good opponent in front of him tonight. Levi Griffiths won in his first 2 fights. Both kids have been in with the tough, durable, talented journeyman Jordan Granham, so interesting one tonight.
Griffiths boxing out of the southpaw stance with the black shorts, and Marron boxing out of that orthodox stance in the blue. Both just trying to gauge their distance, get that timing right. A little bit of a cautious start, which is quite normal, but just as I say that, it explodes into action just for a moment.
He's got to be careful rushing in there, Ashley. I think he got caught with the lead right hand of Griffiths, so just need to take it steady. It's only the first round. I think he just needs to feel Griffiths out.
Nice jab there from Marron. Does he need to try to start following that up a little bit now, Mike?
Yeah, I think it's, you know, as I say, he needs to feel his way in there, not rush, but he just needs to take a little step forward. You know, try and touch Griffiths, get his range a little bit.
Good right hand there, got through from Marron. And every time he lands with anything, the many people who have come to watch him make some noise, which will spur him on. But Griffiths, awkward in that southpaw stance, a bit hesitant at times, but looks like he could explode into action at any point, and I think that's why Ashley Marron is playing it cautiously as the round go by.
It looks like he's got good reactions, Griffith.
Well, round one done and dusted.
Yeah, I think it was a good round there for Ashley Marron. Bit of a steady round. I would have liked him just to maybe not rush a lot, you know, not rush too much, just feel his way in a little bit and then put the pressure on Griffiths. Nice reactions from Griffiths as well, you know, in the southpaw stance there. He was quite elusive himself. Early days for him in his fourth fight, so good opening round for Ashley Marron.
He throws that straight right hand really well, doesn't he? And he gets through with it a lot.
He does, yeah. It's about, you know, it's about getting his range with that, Darren, as well. Like I said, don't rush it too much yet, Ashley Marron. Just take his time. It's only the second round now. Start feeling his way a little bit more into the fight instead of rushing it. That's what I'd like to see him do. I'm sure he'll be getting good advice, you know, from his corner men.
I get the feeling that if Levi Griffiths starts putting his shots together himself, then we could have a really evenly matched contest here, because he's got good reactions and he's got good speed. He's just not really let his hands go yet.
Yeah, I think, you know, maybe Griffiths that first round, maybe Griffiths was having more of a look himself, you know, rather than rushing in. He's looking like he's trying to, you know, weigh his shots up there, weigh Ashley Marron up.
There's a good left hand, left hook from Ashley Marron. The Griffiths used his feet to get himself out of trouble fairly quickly. Comes back with his own 1-2.
He's a tall kid, Griffiths, Darren. I didn't realise he was that tall. But,
yeah, very tall for the weight.
You know, he should be trying to use that, his height and his reach to his advantage.
That was a good counter lead hook from Griffiths on the, well, when Marron was on his way in.
Yeah, I think he looks like, you know, he could be a typical counter puncher. It looks like he was actually waiting for Marron to make the mistakes and counter and get away.
Good shot there from Griffiths.
Yeah, lovely lead up there, caught Ashley there on the button. It seems to trouble him too much, but you know, he's got to be careful with them. He doesn't want to take too many of those. They all add up, you know, they all add up on the ref scorecard.
And a right hand snuck through from Ashley Marron, who gets a bit of confidence from it.
Yeah, there's a nice combinations there. We talk about that a lot, Darren. You've got to throw cumulative punches. At least if you throw punches in bunches, you're pretty much guaranteed to land at least one. You know, some of these fighters the pot shot or try the big shots, but you've got to throw combinations. Ashley did that, and he did land a good shot.
What do you think about the defensive skills of Levi Griffiths? He's pretty good defensively, isn't he?
He's elusive, isn't he? Yeah, he slips the punches well. You know, his hands are low sometimes, but he knows how to slip from the waist. He looks like a sort of typical Brendan Ingle kind of fighter.
That's a really good way of putting it, actually.
Yeah, I mean, his last fight, Griffiths, was only defeat obviously in 3, and he got beat off a kid called Nathan Darby. I'm sure you're aware of him. Typical journeyman, but he's a good kid. He's coached by Junior Witter, and that is a typical English style, and this is what Griffiths looks like, even though he's not in the same camp. So interesting round, that one. It was, I think it was a little bit of a close round. Ashley had a bit of success there, but also Griffiths had his own success.
Again, that was one of those rounds which looked like it could have caught fire at any point, and it just didn't really, did it? You know, there was spurs and there was moments from Ashley Marron more than anything, and then Griffiths is just trying to counter punch, and he gets through with a few of them, and he's quick and his reactions are good. But I would like to see him throw his hand a bit more and throw some threes and fours together. Yeah,
I think it's a little bit tit for tat, isn't it? One goes, then the other one goes. There's no one sort of pressing the fight as such. Griffiths, you know, he could come into the fight. It's only the second round. Actually looks like he is trying to force the fight.
And that's important. Now it'll be important for Steve Gray is he'll be taking in lots of things into account when he's scoring these rounds as they go by. And Ashley Marron is forcing the fight. He's trying to control the tempo and the pace, isn't he?
He is, yeah. I'm just looking there. It's a good fast jab there by Griffiths.
You watch Marron, he lunge him with a right hand, he'll have some success with it, and then Griffiths is very good at just tying him up and make sure he doesn't get through with much else. Look, just like that.
Yeah, again, I think Griffiths is looking for that counter. He's looking to try and draw Ash in. But you know, I think Ashley Marron needs to do that with Griffiths. You know, feint a few shots, just a little bit of a touch here, a little bit of a touch there, and drop that backhand in. Just as you pointed out earlier, Darren, you know, Marron tries to close him down, and Griffiths just typically just grabs hold of him and ties him up, stops Marron from working.
Can be very frustrating, that. Not only for the likes of us and those watching at home, but for the fighter as well. Lawrence Okolie used to be a killer for it, didn't he?
Yeah, it's a bit of a spoiler, isn't it? It's a bit of a hard watch, isn't it? But again, Griffiths, Griffiths is the more likely one to hold on. There's a bit of blood there on Griffiths' left eye. I would say that was probably a clash of heads more than a punch.
Good little right hand snuck through there. Griffiths just smiles at Ashley Marron to say, yeah, you got me with that one, but I ain't going anywhere.
I think we get a little bit, as I say, a little bit cut there, I think, on Griffiths' head, and that could intensify the fight for both fighters, really. Griffiths obviously is going to need to know he's going to have to pick the fight up a little bit, and Marron's senses a little bit of blood, so it can work well for both fighters.
Good right hand there from Ashley Marron. But did he just stay there for too long and admire his work when he could have followed it up?
Yeah, so when you have a little bit of success like that, you've got to, capitalise on it. You've got to step in and throw a little bit more, put a little bit more pressure on your opponent.
I guess that's just something you learn as you mature and you go through your professional career, isn't it? Because that was a great example of someone admiring their work. Land a really good shot and then kind of stop and go, cool, that was a good one.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, especially when nothing's coming back. If something was coming back, then I get that. Take half a step back and then reset yourself. But if nothing's coming back, then you go back in again. It's like a double phase, the second phase, or you can go third phase depending on what your opponent's doing. So I'm sure Ashley's corner will be telling him that. Time to step it up a bit. When you got your man in trouble, just step it up a little bit, put a little bit more pressure on him. Especially now Griffiths has got the cut there, which he'll be working on in the corner.
Well, round 4, this one's scheduled for 6 in the super welterweight division. Ashley Marron straight out on that front foot again. Griffiths still boxing a very similar fight as he has in the previous rounds. Very much the counter puncher. And Steve Gray's going to have a chat about holding on eventually, I think. What do you think the shot is, Mike, that Marron needs to throw to get through with Griffiths? Is it that lead hook?
I think what he needs to do, I think he needs to touch him upstairs, with that jab, just touch the jab upstairs, drop the right, straight right downstairs to the solar plexus really. If Griffiths can come over with left hook maybe. We tend to see people trying to throw big shots all the time. It's not all about big shots. He's got to score points. You can't knock everybody out every time, Nice little uppercut inside there by Marron.
Yeah, that uppercut was almost thrown out of frustration because Griffiths had kind of grabbed hold of the left arm of Ashley Marron again, and he just let that right uppercut go. He holds on again, and I am really surprised that Steve Gray hasn't just had a quiet word yet. I know it's not really terrible, but it's often enough, don't you think, Mike?
Yeah, he is getting a bit repetitive now, isn't it? He's doing it quite a lot, Griffiths. He's spoiling Ashley work, but again, Ashley doesn't need to get too close. Just let his shots go from the outside, like there. Work from the outside. Don't get close. He's allowing Griffiths to pull him in and tie him up.
Marron just piling the pressure on now. While he's got his man on the ropes, Griffiths seems to be quite happy to stay there. Good left hook from Marron. Can he follow it up and capitalise on it while he's got him there? And the legs haven't necessarily gone wobbly, but they don't look as strong as they were as we go into the last 10 seconds of this round. And that cut is just starting to open up a little bit more.
Yeah, he's looking a bit tired now, Griffiths. I don't know if he's just a little bit of a heart. He does look a little bit tired. He's got the cut over the eye.
Should observe in the body language of the two corners. Ashley Marron is breathing quite heavily there, isn't he? Big deep breaths through his nose, where if you look at the corner of Levi Griffiths, it's not so much. You wonder if
it seems to be Ashley Marron that's forcing the work, isn't it? And Griffiths is just happy to let him come in time up.
Sucks it up, doesn't he?
Yeah, sucks it up, yeah. Interesting. I think we're halfway.
What do you think the corner are saying to him, Ashley Marron?
I'd like to think they were saying, when you're stepping in, you have a little bit of success, follow up, have a little bit of a step around. What he's doing, Ashley, he's leaning into Griffiths' chest when he's having success, and they're allowing Griffiths to tie him up. So when he gets inside, has that success, just step over a little bit. Then work with his shot, step off, reset, and then go again. Just like there, they had a little step over, he stepped in through his shots and stepped over.
Well, let's see if he can do more of that. And we've been talking about Griffiths letting his hands go a little bit more, and we just saw an example of that, and as soon as he did, he looked impressive in the process. This is the liveliest we've seen Griffiths.
He's looking a bit more confident in this round. He's trying to counter Marron now. I think once Ashley Marron touches him with that left hand, if he knows he can touch him with his left hand, then just drop the right in.
Marron must be getting frustrated with getting tied up. And a nod there from Levi Griffiths to Ashley Marron to say, yeah, you got through with that one. Good body shot there from Griffiths, snuck under the left elbow of Marron, who then piles the pressure on again.
As we saw there, Darren, he pinned Griffiths to the rope, he threw left up to the body, and he stepped out instead of keeping the pressure on.
Well, he's got his man where he wants him now. Can he really put the pressure on as he got through with a straight right hand there? Griffiths does look like he's in a little bit more trouble as he's breathing deeply, but he still came back with a couple of strong shots, a right uppercut and a lead hook.
I think if Ash can maintain his pressure now, he could get a stoppage here. Griffiths looking a little bit weary. He's not out of it, but Steve Gray's having a look.
And Marron really needs to just keep piling that pressure on, because he's got him on the ropes and his legs aren't as steady as they were, but that is the clapper for the last 10 seconds of this round, and he may well have just run out of time.
Yeah, I think Marron's lost his opportunity there in that round.
I'll tell you what, another 20 seconds he could have got the job done, couldn't he?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. He said I don't know if he could have done up that gear then. He seemed to... He put the pressure on Griffiths, he threw the shots, and he held him again, instead of stepping off and just carrying on working, throwing the shots. Various shots. Griffiths was out, he's halfway to going. So I'm a little bit surprised Ash didn't step on him there.
Well, I tell you what, I made an observation in the break of the last round and said that Ashley Marron was breathing deeply and Griffiths looked like he was just gone for a walk to the shops or whatever it was I said. How those roles have reversed.
He's changed a little bit now, hasn't it? Yeah. I think obviously that's give Ashley incentive now for this last round. Looks like it's going to be a little bit hard work for Griffiths if he's feeling it.
Well, can Ashley Marron move to 9-0? Can he get a second stoppage of his professional career? He came so close in that last round.
It's better for us. I think he's got to throw the shots though. If Griffiths is not throwing, then Ash has got to throw.
Good pressure from Marron.
I think the straight shot's the key. The straight, there we go, with that straight backhand.
Just as you said it, he got through with a 3 or 4 straight shot combo. But Griffiths is still in there. He may well be tired and he may well be a bit hurt, but he's certainly still there. And he read that right hook coming because he put his hand up in the perfect place and took it on the glove.
Let's see what Ash Marron's doing sometimes. You can see when he throws the 1-2 and he gets the left foot on the outside of the lead foot of Griffiths, but then he doesn't throw. He needs to step over and throw that shot to the hook into the body or the hook to the head. It's a good scrap though, it's a good competitive scrap, so it's a good crowd pleasing fight.
There's been some good action in this contest. The majority of the successful action has come from Marron when it's come with those barrages of punches, but Griffiths has had his moments as well as he soaks up body shot after body shot, and he looks tired on those ropes. And I tell you what, Mike, both of these guys are going to wake up in the morning and know they had a boxing bout last night, aren't they?
Certainly, I mean, both guys, they put, you know, they
great body shot there, straight under the right elbow of Levi Griffiths. There was a bit of a delayed reaction, and he looks to his corner, looks back at his opponent, and Marron needs to step on him now, and he hasn't got long left to do it if he is going to do it. And the corner of Levi Griffiths are screaming for him to hold on to him and last out the round, and that is exactly what he did. And he looks extremely pleased to hear the sound of that final bell.
Yeah, I think if he had it, like you said earlier at one point in one of the rounds, if he had another 20 seconds there, then it might have been a different story, but fair play to Griffiths, he hung on. He got through the 6 rounds and yeah, good performance by Marron.
Good action.
Good learning fight that for Marron, you know, I think he'll learn a lot from that. It was a tricky customer, Griffiths, southpaw, awkward, getting pulled in, maybe Ash needs to maybe take a lesson from that and learn to keep that half a step away and not spoil his own work sometimes.
I'd like to see Griffiths again and just see him doing a bit more work and just see how that goes for him.
Yeah, he looks capable, doesn't he, Darren? You know, he looks like a capable kid. He's got his slick, he's got fast hands, and
right, well, Bobby Blundell is ready with the decision. Yeah, fair play to Levi Griffiths. Tough man. I think there's more to come from him.
yeah, he looks like a capable kid. It depends which way he wants to go down there. Does he want to be the journeyman? Does he want to get on the road and earn some money, or does he want to be in competitive fights where he can win and maybe move on himself, move up the ladder himself? Interesting to watch how his career pans out.
It is. Well,
for all boxing info, news and latest interviews, amateur and pro, across the north, click and subscribe. VIP Boxing Promotions. Also Twitter, Instagram and Facebook.